The writer Lawrence Durrell said that everybody has a personal landscape, a place that most resonates with them, a place where you feel most at home, where you do your best work, and where you have some of your deepest connections with your subconscious, and that's when those great ideas and insights bubble to the surface. The desert is that kind of place for me. Yeah, I've always been attracted to desert places. I never knew until I went to see a friend in the southwest US in Arizona, and I thought there was nothing there. It's just a free vacation, a couch to crash on. But when I got out into that desert landscape, it really opened my eyes. And since then, I've traveled the Gobi Desert in Mongolia, into the Taklamakan in China, Egypt, the Arabian Desert in Jordan. I've learned a lot about desert travel by going around with nomads, the Uyghurs in Xinjiang, and some Bedouin guys in Jordan. It's a harsh environment, but it's incredibly rewarding if you can take the time to get out there, get really far out there. Desert travel blurs all time sense. Especially when you travel by camel or something like this. I don't know if it's the motion of the camel, that plodding, steady motion that just kind of sinks you back into your subconscious, and it takes such a long time to cross the landscape. I mean, so the land arises in its own speed and its own pace, and kind of speaks to you, and you're kind of traveling on two levels at once. You're traveling through that landscape, kind of watching where the animal's walking, and noticing when you have to shift your balance, and kind of getting into the rhythm of the movement. Or if you're hiking, you're noticing where your feet are placed, and kind of picking a route and navigating part of your mind on that surface level. But at the same time, you're traveling through inner regions as well. Like it drops you back through layers of time and memory. So your past kind of unrolls like a film, and all time sense is lost and blurred. Like the desert sun kind of melts time just like it does plastic. And there's also a quality to the silence out there. It's like nothing else I've ever seen anywhere. I mean, you'd never know. I mean, you just look at these red rocks. You'd never know that Las Vegas was just over the hill. All that sad, glittery surface city of desperate people and broken dreams, and all these strange characters straight out of a Bukowski poem are just over there off that horizon. But you can just walk back there, in behind that canyon, and you'll find total silence and a connection with your own thoughts. But a few quick tips for desert travel if you ever have a chance to get out there. Even just walking back there, you've got to know what you're doing. Your primary concern will always be water. How much you got with you, how much you're carrying. Dehydration is the quickest killer out here. You've got to constantly drink water. When you notice you're thirsty, it's too late. You're already well dehydrated. I carry some rehydration salts as well. Either some sea salt or those little rehydration packets you can buy in the drugstore. That'll quickly replace your electrolytes, and you find yourself getting groggy and kind of dozy and really lethargic. Shake that up really fast and get it into your system, and you'll immediately wake up. So keep that constant water, constant hydration. The other thing about water is it's heavy, so you can only carry so much of it. So if you're going deeper back into the desert, you'd be well advised to pack in a good sized supply of water, stash it back there, come back, get the rest of your supplies, and go back in. So make a few caches of water if you're camping out there for a little while, that you can come and bring to your camp by relays. If you're traveling a linear distance through the desert, like through the Sahara, from one place to the next, don't rely on maps. Don't put too much faith in maps. Use local knowledge as well, because a dried up water hole, it's going to kill you. If you trudge all the way there to this water hole and there's nothing else for hundreds of miles, and that's your only hope, and you find nothing but sand or a little bit of mud at the bottom, you're fucked. So rely on local knowledge. The other thing about water, too much of it in the desert can also kill you. Don't camp in low-lying areas like this down here. Flash floods can happen. There could be rainstorms that you can't see off in the distance in the mountains, and that water will come down in a raging torrent. Like, it seems like a nice flat place to camp, easy to pitch your tent. Don't do it. No matter what time of year, that can surprise you, and people have drowned in the middle of the Sahara, strangely enough. It's kind of a stupid way to go. Finally, the other things, heat and sun. Cover up, wear a broad-brimmed hat. Sunscreen is important, obviously, but you want long sleeves, like a nice light white shirt or something like that. You can even burn through that. So keep it covered during the hottest parts of the day. Try not to move in the heat of the day. Try to move in the early morning or late afternoon before it's dark. You probably don't want to wear shorts, some kind of a gaiter or something thick, because everything around here is covered in spines. Lots of small spiny things that are going to stick into your skin. Before you sit down, take a look. I sit on cactus all the time. I don't know why that happens. And also pay attention to, you know, little creatures. So when you get up in the morning, if your boots are outside your tent, shake them out, make sure there's no scorpions in them, or bang them around a bit. Little spiders can inflict quite a nasty bite. So small things to watch for, but it's just like any other region. You have to take those kind of sensible precautions, but once you do, you'll find it's incredibly rewarding. The most barren area, the most desolate looking patch of sand, when you wake up the next morning, you'll see tracks of all these creatures that came out during the night, little beetles or little rats, and then, you know, there'll be a trail of where the rat was moving around. You can kind of retrace his route where he was foraging, and then you can see where an eagle swooped down and ate him up, and the evidence of the struggle on the ground, or where he got away from the eagle and the repeated strikes and stuff. So you can kind of interpret the landscape in the morning and see that though it looks desolate on the surface, this place is teeming with life. The desert is a lot like that on your consciousness as well. You're traveling through it, and the travel, not much is happening on the surface. You're not covering much ground, but it's all going on inside as you travel through layers of memory and deep into your own personal past as you explore this personal landscape.